90% of men lose a woman's interest in the first 30 seconds of conversation. Not because of looks, not because of money, because of what they say and how they say it. But the truth behind this will shock you. Most men break 3 invisible rules before they even realize they're talking. Today, I'm revealing why confident men still fail with women, the one word that kills attraction instantly, and the psychological trick that makes conversations feel effortless. Let me show you exactly how this happens. Researchers at UCLA studied thousands of first conversations between men and women. They found something disturbing. The average man asks 4 times more questions than necessary. He thinks he's being polite. She thinks he's interviewing her. This pattern shows up everywhere. Coffee shops in London, bars in New York, dating apps across both countries. The problem isn't shyness. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of how attraction works in dialogue. High-value men know something most don't. Conversation isn't about gathering information. It's about creating an experience. Now here's where things get really interesting. The first invisible rule men break is called the validation trap. When you ask, "What do you do for work?" within 2 minutes, her brain registers you as low status. Why? Because you're seeking her approval through her accomplishments. A study from Cambridge University tracked eye contact patterns during conversation. Women maintained eye contact 68% longer with men who made statements instead of questions. Statements like, "You seem like someone who doesn't follow the crowd," or "I bet you have strong opinions about terrible coffee." Notice the difference. You're not asking permission to learn about her. You're observing and sharing. This flips the script. She now wants to prove your observation right or challenge it. Either way, she's investing. The masculine energy here is leadership. You're directing the flow, not controlling it, directing it. Think of the best conversations you've ever had. They probably felt like a dance, not a job interview. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. The second rule men break is the comfort zone mistake. Most dating advice tells you to make her comfortable. Wrong. Comfort kills attraction in the early stages. A behavioral study from King's College London found that women rated conversations as more memorable when they included mild uncertainty or playful challenge, not aggression, not rudeness, tension. When a man agrees with everything she says, she gets bored within 4 minutes on average. Her brain craves a bit of resistance, something to push against. This is where most nice guys lose. They think rapport means agreement, but real connection comes from contrast. If she says, "I love this song," don't say, "Me too, it's great." Say, "Really? I always thought it was overrated. Change my mind." Now there's a spark. Now there's a reason to keep talking. The key is calibration. You're not being disagreeable. You're being interesting. Sources in social psychology call this strategic friction. It signals you have boundaries and opinions. That's masculine energy. That's what makes you different from the 10 other guys who nodded along to everything she said. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. The third invisible rule is about silence, and it's the most counterintuitive. Most men are terrified of pauses in conversation. They rush to fill every gap with words. But researchers found that women rated men as more confident and attractive when they allowed 2 to 3 second pauses after she finished speaking. Why does this work? Because silence creates space for her to invest. When you immediately respond, you're doing all the work. When you pause, she wonders what you're thinking. She starts to qualify herself. She adds more details. She laughs nervously. All signs of investment. Here's the twist. The men who mastered conversation skills didn't talk more, they talked less, but what they said carried more weight. One participant in a UK study used half the words of other men, but got twice as many second dates. His secret? He listened with his entire body. Eye contact, slight nods, a small smile when she said something clever. Then he'd pause, let her words hang in the air, and respond with something that showed he actually absorbed what she said. This pattern makes women feel heard in a way most men never achieve. It's not a trick, it's genuine presence, and it's more powerful than any pickup line ever written. So what does all this mean for us today? Understanding these 3 rules changes everything about how you approach conversations with women. First, the practical shift. Stop preparing questions, start making observations, Look at her style, her energy, the way she carries herself. Comment on that instead of asking where she's from. Second, embrace tension. If every interaction feels smooth and agreeable, you're probably in the friend zone. Attraction psychology shows that challenge creates chemistry, but calibrate. You're not picking fights. You're showing you have a perspective. Third, get comfortable with silence. This is hard for men dealing with social anxiety. Your instinct is to fill every gap, but that instinct is killing your results. Practice pausing for 3 seconds before responding in regular conversations. At work, with friends, it becomes natural fast. The bigger picture matters here too. These aren't manipulation tactics. They're communication patterns that high-value men use instinctively. When you master them, you're not pretending to be someone else. You're removing the nervous habits that hide your real personality. Women can sense authenticity, and these methods amplify it rather than fake it. Now here's what changes in the long term. Your entire social life improves, not just with women you're attracted to. Better conversations lead to better relationships across the board. People remember you. They want to talk to you again. You become the guy who's interesting, not just interested. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. The biggest secret isn't about talking to women at all. It's about talking to yourself. Research from behavioral psychology shows that men who struggle with conversation skills have one thing in common: negative self-talk. They approach interactions already believing they'll be boring or awkward, and that belief becomes reality. The men who excel do something different. They tell themselves a better story, not fake confidence, real self-acceptance. They think, I'm curious about this person, instead of, I hope she likes me. That shift in internal dialogue changes everything external. Your body language relaxes. Your voice steadies. The desperation disappears. Here's the final twist. Women aren't actually that different from men in conversations. They want to feel understood. They want to laugh. They want genuine connection. The whole mystery around understanding women often comes from overthinking. When you stop trying to crack a code and start being present, most problems solve themselves. If this opened your eyes, realize that mastering conversation is a skill, not a talent. Nobody's born knowing how to create attraction through dialogue. It's learned through practice and awareness. Let's recap the 3 invisible rules. 1. Avoid the validation trap by making observations instead of asking approval-seeking questions. 2. Create strategic friction through playful challenge rather than constant agreement. 3. Embrace silence to let her invest in the conversation. These patterns separate high-value men from everyone else. They work in London pubs and New York coffee shops. On dating apps and at social events, the psychology doesn't change. If you want to dive deeper into attraction psychology and masculine energy, hit subscribe. I break down social dynamics that most men never learn. Like this video if it changed how you think about conversation skills. Drop a comment answering this question. What's the biggest mistake you've made in conversations with women? Share your story. You'll help other men learn, and I'll respond to the most interesting ones. For those serious about transformation beyond attraction basics, I've linked a guide in the description. It covers body language, tonality, and the exact framework for starting conversations that feel natural, not scripted. Natural. This isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about removing the barriers hiding who you already are. Watch the next video where I reveal why trying to impress women actually repels them, and what to do instead. The truth will surprise you. See you there.